In today's Reddit cheating story, our OP, Daisy, is married to a man called Adam, who's both a doctor and a professor. And even though Daisy and Adam were building a life together, it didn't stop him from crushing on one of his students. Daisy was shocked because she didn't ever think she'd find herself in a situation like this. But the only thing she wants now is the truth about what happened between her man and his student. Daisy and Adam are both 35. They met in college, fell in love, and got married 8 years ago, and they had their first daughter in 2020. Adam's a doctor and professor at a med school, and he works with Daisy's friend, Sarah, who's actually the one who gave Daisy the tea on what was going on with her husband. A few months back, Sarah took Daisy out for lunch and told her that she suspected something was going on with her husband and a 25-year-old student. Apparently, Sarah saw Adam and this student, Olivia, giving each other yearning looks and…
Wait, she actually used the word yearning in the story?
Yeah, she did. It threw me off a little too. It's not a word you hear every day. Anyway, Sarah was like, she's known Adam for ages, and she's never seen him talk to a woman the way he talks to Olivia. When he's around women, he's normally aloof. So why was he acting so differently with this girl? Daisy wasn't buying any of it though, and she actually laughed in Sarah's face.
Gosh, Sarah, you're jumping to conclusions based on these supposed yearning looks.
That's why I didn't tell you before. I was confused too. It's not like he goes out of his way to talk to her, but whenever they do talk, it's like watching a slow-burn romance movie. She looks at him like he's Brad Pitt, and he looks at her the way he used to look at you.
Did she really find it funny though? Or was she just covering up how she really felt?
Well, she said she was hurting inside. But you know, she put on a brave face and suggested that Sarah was just overthinking things. But she did bring it up to Adam later that night. When she told him about what Sarah said, she was still laughing, and while she was telling Adam the story, she expected him to have the same reaction, and to deny the crazy theory that he'd fallen in love with a student. But he didn't find any of it funny.
So Sarah was right. Talk about having egg on your face.
Yeah, Adam looked at Daisy with tears in his eyes and was like,
I'm sorry, I can't get her out of my mind. I've tried, trust me. I should have told you sooner, but I thought I could save our relationship. I really wanted to.
Did you cheat on me?
No, I didn't even talk to her, and we don't have any contact outside of the college. And trust me, I know how morally depraved it would be to pursue a relationship with a student.
So what? The yearning looks were just sexual tension?
I guess there may have been a little bit of that. But about a year ago, Olivia actually wrote Adam a letter, confessing her love for him. But he let her know that even though he was into her too, nothing would ever happen between them. And it was after this little event that they started giving each other yearning looks. Naturally, when Daisy heard about all this, she didn't take it well at all, and ended up packing her stuff so she could go live with her parents, along with their daughter. She's been living with them ever since, and in truth, she was half hoping that Adam would beg for forgiveness, but he never did.
So he hasn't seen them since they left?
Well, he does spend time with their daughter, but neither of them dared to bring up what happened. Daisy was actually checking out Olivia on social media, and she was blown away by how beautiful she was. She even started to think that perhaps Adam should be with someone like her, because she doesn't compare. She's just a plain Jane.
She probably feels like she's being pushed to the side for someone younger. Sounds rough.
The question on my mind is, was there more between them than just yearning looks? Even though Daisy's husband said they never spoke outside of college, that doesn't mean they didn't hook up while in college. I know that sounds like a bit of a leap, but I've worked with people in the past who cheated exactly like this. They never spoke outside of work, but would hook up during lunchtime. Also, he could just be lying when he said that they never spoke. In any case, Daisy did have an update to her story.
I was going to say, you can't just end things like that.
After Daisy shared her story on Reddit, she met up with Sarah for dinner to thank her for giving her a heads up about Adam. She wanted to know if anything unusual had happened since they kind of separated, but Sarah just said that he's been distant with everyone. Now, Daisy may have been worried or curious about how Adam was doing, So she turned up to the house unannounced, and he was just sitting there, alone in his office.
Hey, can we talk?
Sure. I wanted to explain everything to you anyway. Olivia's had a crush on me for 2 years, and her friends are always trying to ship her with me. She'd always stare at me during her rotations and would blush whenever I looked or talked to her. Back then, though, I didn't think much of it. A lot of girls had crushes on me, but I just ignore it. About 1.5 years ago, we were in the same research group, along with 5 to 6 other people. And because we were working together, I started to notice her more and was impressed by her intelligence. And of course, she's beautiful. When I realized that I had a crush on her too, I dropped out of the research group, which was about 6 months after we started. A few weeks later, she gave me a letter confessing that she has feelings for me. And the first thing I told her after reading it was, "You can get into trouble because of this." But she didn't care. She wanted an answer, wanting to know if it was all in her head, which is when I told her that it wasn't, but nothing could come out of it, hoping she'd understand.
According to Adam, that was the last time they spoke, and the yearning looks were, more of an awkward eye contact thing than anything else. Adam also let Daisy know that even though he's attracted to Olivia, he isn't going to try anything with her, whether they stay married or not. He was even willing to go to therapy and change jobs.
So, was he able to win her over in the end?
Well, after their conversation, she said that she needed some time to think about it, but she struggled with the fact that this had been going on for 3 years, and not once did Adam bring it up to her. Because of how much time Adam and Olivia spent together, and the fact that he's still very much into her, Daisy didn't think she'd be able to trust him again, so she went ahead with the divorce. For Daisy, a relationship without trust isn't something she's interested in.
But nobody knows if Adam and this Olivia girl slept together?
Maybe not. But if it is the case that Adam had no intention to cheat on Daisy, he should have been more forthcoming about what was going on, and he shouldn't have entertained anything that Olivia said to him. Even if he was feeling something, he should have kept it to himself and let those feelings die a quiet death. And if he really had to talk about it, he should have got therapy. Him developing such a long-lasting attraction to Olivia was detrimental to his relationship, and his secrecy made it so that Daisy couldn't fully trust him, which in the end destroyed everything they'd built. As strong as relationships can be, they can also be super fragile if you don't prioritize your partner and let outside influences affect what you're building. Anyway, what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.